What is up, y'all? It's your boy KK back for another Thirsty Thursday talk. Today is October 12th. Wow, 3 weeks in a row. How about that? Today I'm going to tell you about a semi-big financial decision that I made. But first, I do have a basic beer review. It's Lancaster Brewing Company Baked Pumpkin Ale. Have your pie and drink it too. The bold flavors and deep amber color of our baked pumpkin ale bring to mind freshly baked pumpkin pie, 7.5% alcohol by volume. I love pumpkin pie, so honestly, I'm hoping it tastes like pumpkin pie. But also check this out. This is a candle. Somehow Leanne got this. I'm not really sure where she got it from. I looked on their store. I didn't see it. But it smells really good. And no, you cannot drink the candle, so don't even try. Cheers. Alright, so I'm not quite sure how to describe the overall vibe that I'm getting from drinking this. I would say it's decent. I don't think there's anything to write home about it. The candle smells fantastic. I can't tell if I dig this flavor or not. I'm really kind of undecided about it. I would give it a second chance, just because of the the label, the art. The candle smells good. I made a kind of big financial decision today, kind of not. Just a little backstory for those that don't know. Leanne bought this house. The day she settled on it was November 10th of last year. And they did a home inspection. This has central air. They said that it worked. Come March and April, we had some really warm weather, and I was like, oh, this is definitely time to put the AC on. Put the AC on, and it didn't really seem to be working. I'm like, that's not too good. I have natural gas. I'm with UGI. They put out a promo. Hey, get a AC tune-up for like $90 or whatever. I'm like, okay, let's do that. Maybe they can see what's wrong with it. Maybe it'll work. I tell them my issue that I had during the warm March, April time. All right, well, you know what? Let's not do the cleaning of the whole thing, the maintenance of that. Let's do diagnosis. Let's find out what really is wrong with it. You know, it costs $10 more. They're like, it probably, it could be something that it's an easy fix. I'm like, okay, let's hope for that, right? Turns out, no, the compressor was done. That means the AC is done. Had UGI come out a few weeks later, they did a quote. Basically, if you're going to replace one, you might as well replace the other, just because of the labor of it, the labor cost to that. Also, the furnace that I have, or that the house has, it's 20 to 30 years old, so it's probably on its last leg with that. Honestly, the heat works fantastic. Definitely gets this house nice and toasty, and I love being warm. I don't like being cold. But I decided not to. The back room, which is behind me right now, that's where the TV is. That is where I spend most of the time, just back there, opposed to the living room, or more of the formal living room, more like that. But and it has a wall AC, and that works. And then I have a window unit, and when it was really hot and humid, I would sleep in actually the guest room. I got the AC in the wall for that, and I did use that some during the summer, and it worked. But there was definitely days where it's like, oh wow, like I really wish I had central air. Not that I'm gonna overuse it, because honestly, like I said, I don't like being cold. I probably could see myself keeping the AC at like, anywhere from like 74 to 76. And to some that may seem like, wow, like that's really warm, but like for me, no, that would be very comfortable to me. I figured, okay, I can get another year out of this furnace. Probably by next summer, I would probably look to get a new AC done, the new AC and furnace. I was on Facebook scrolling, and I saw that Topline Heating and Air had a promotion where if you buy the AC, then you get a free furnace. No, that doesn't include like labor and everything like that. Okay, you know what? I'll get a free quote. It doesn't hurt. My dad taught me, got to compare. Get some quotes, compare and contrast. One might be cheaper, one might be more expensive. So they came out. Very nice guy. They did the measurements and all that, and then he was going through what the cost would be. And I gotta tell you, when I saw the cost, I was like, wow. This is a lot more than I thought it would be. And he asked me about that. I'm like, yeah, I'm really surprised. UGI, they had different price points. Like your base, I'm just gonna say the base. The base for UGI was $91.40, and that's for AC. That's for the furnace. That's the total cost of everything. And Topline was showing, like, now without the discounts of like the free furnace and whatnot, was showing like 15, and I'm like, what? And I'm like, yeah. I told him about UGI, what their prices were. He's like, can I see the email and the quote? And I'm like, I don't know if it's still available, but sure enough it was. I showed him. He's like, if I can get in that more of that price range, would that be something that you're open to? And I was like, yeah, I'd be open to it. I'm not going to say yes to it, see what it can get down to. Basically, that definitely helped, like mentioning UGI, because the price came down significantly. There's a lot of figures that were said between us, more of it like verbally than like written down per se. So it's not like I remember exactly how like the progression of it dropping down. But at one point, he gave me the figure, and I was just like, okay, I was like, I'd really have to see, because it's comparable to UGI, but UGI has another promotion that they're running that which is true. I did see this, that it's kind of like a maintenance program for 10 years, and that's like savings. He's like, okay. He's like, well, I can give you, like, they have this program, the parts come with a 10-year part warranty, but the labor part of it, you can opt out or you can opt in. And I decided, I'm going to opt in for the labor part of that, but you do have to get it maintenance every year, which is, their current prices are $100. He's like, what if I, for 10 years times 100, I'll basically I'll upfront your discount. So I'll take $1,000 off, and that's basically your $1,000 for the 10 years of the maintenance for it. I'm like, okay, yeah, that would work. So they got down to another price, and then I said, I'm like, I'd have to think about it. And then I said, what would be the price if it was cash? And he's like, oh, so you'd be looking to do that? I was like, yeah, I would. So the cash price would be $9,464. Now, if you compare it to UGI, that's UGI after their discounts were $91.40. So basically, it's pretty comparable. It's slightly more expensive. He's like, when would you, want to get back in touch with me about it? And I was like, maybe next week sometime, because I simply today wanted just a quote to see what would it be, and he's like, well, if you did get it done, decided you wanted to get, like, how soon would you want to do it? And I'm like, I'm pretty flexible. He's like, all right. He's like, April and October are our slowest months. It's this change of the seasons. Like right now, like today, like I said, Like today, it's 70 degrees right now. That's not something you really need to have your heat on. Although I did turn my heat on Sunday. But it makes the most sense. He's like, we can give you a discount. If you get it done tomorrow, the discount, the total would be $7,898. And I'm like, my head, I'm like, oh, hell yeah. I almost said a different word. But I'm like, okay, you're basically telling me I'm going to get it for under $8,000, a new AC, a new furnace. I got a 10-year part, 10-year labor. Basically, the only thing I have to pay for the first time they come out for the annual checkup or whatever is free, but every time after that it's $100. So basically, I pay $100. It's a checkup on the whole system, so the AC and furnace. That's all I have to pay. So I pay $900 for the next 10 years, and if they come out and they say, okay, like this needs to be replaced or that needs to be replaced, part warranty, labor warranty, I don't pay a dime. So I was like, all right, now I'm feeling like, but the thing is, they only had 4 more openings for tomorrow, and I'm like, he's like, I'm not like pressuring you into anything, and I never felt pressured. It was very tempting. Now, for those that don't know, Leanne's brother, Jason, and Diane, Leanne's mom, Diane, Diane always calls her son Jason, but I call him Jay, and I think a lot of people call him Jay as well. But I wanted to get his input because, for those that don't know, he is in the HVAC system, and he does that for his actual job. I wanted to get his feedback on it. I'm like, all right, this is the price, and stuff like that. Kind of gave him the rundown, and he said that's not a bad price. That's the systems that he installs. It should be fine. He said, that 94.64 if you don't get it done tomorrow is a little high, but the 7,898 is fair. I said, what about, I'm just getting the base, I'm not getting any of the other tier systems or levels. And he said, yeah, you don't want anything fancy. I told him that I booked the appointment, and he said, I don't think you're going to get much better of a deal with prices the way they are. So I feel very pleased with my decision. And it wasn't, it's not something that I needed to get done, but I definitely wanted to get done. And, with Jay's stamp of approval, since that's his expertise, then I feel 100% more comfortable with my decision. And also, my dad, when I told him about the AC not working and stuff like that needed to be replaced, in honor of Leanne, he's gonna pay half of it, up to $5,000, which I'm very appreciative and definitely very generous of him. So thank you, Dad. I'll need the other $4,000 here soon. But another thing that shocked me too was, it's like, okay, like, do I pay, how do you pay by check? Well, you can do check, you can do cash, you can do credit card. I'm like, credit card? I'm like, what? Like, most places, they don't accept that. So I'm actually going to charge my 2 credit cards. I have Southwest, I have United Airlines. So the bulk of it will get on my United Airlines card. I'll get miles, and then the rest will be Southwest. I'll get some points. And then obviously I had this money. Don't spend money you don't have. That's rule number 1. So I can pay that off, and then I get also miles and points on top of it as an added bonus. So look at that. Also, drinking out of a Flyers cup. This was Leanne's Flyers cup. I'm not sure how big of a Flyers fan she was. But again, drinking it in honor of her. Her ashes are in here. But yeah, have a great Thursday. Have a great weekend. Maybe say a little prayer for me and my liver for Saturday, because going to the Senstoberfest. It's at the FNB field at City Island, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's a beer festival, and it's unlimited samples, so I don't want to overindulge. I just want to indulge just right, so I don't feel like I'm drunk. That's not the goal, and don't want to be hungover the next morning either. But anyway, cheers.